Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land tonight? Hope it finds you well. Hope you're getting warmer than you were last week. Anyway, we're headed for spring. Matt, did you know we're headed for spring?
I don't believe that statement.
Well, we're touching the end of February, and
that's true.
Next Monday will be the first day of March. Now, is it going to come in like a lamb or is it going to come in like a lion?
A lamb. No,
and go out like a lion in time for Easter? Because Easter's the 4th day of April. See, I think that it would come in like a lion, and then it would go out like a lamb and just ease us right on into Easter and springtime, and the flowers will be blooming. My daffodils will be up in the yard.
I just want it to be warm.
Well, it's trying. It's trying. Here, they're telling us it's in the 40s, but the wind chill's down in the 30s around freezing.
Okay.
But, you know, it is that's still warmer than it was when the wind chills were 0, you know, so you take what you can get. But I guess my biggest question to you is, have you heard the good news?
I have not. Lay it on me.
Well, the good news is that Tuesday morning I got on the scales and I'm down 45 pounds.
Hey, good on ya. Congratulations.
That's the good news. You know, I'm headed the right direction. The weight's coming off. So
yeah,
hopefully I'm straightening up.
That's a big milestone.
Yes, it is. There's a lot more to go, but, you know.
Not to take the wind out of your sails, which actually, now that I think about it, it's not going to do that. I am 2.5 days into a diet.
You said you was going to try that keto thing.
I am easing myself into it.
Yeah. So the keto thing don't work for me. Okay. And that's because it's so high in protein that it sets off my gout.
Gotcha.
So that really doesn't work for me. And I need a little bit of carb because I'm not doing any sugar.
That's
no refined sugar. Yeah.
It's a big step in being healthy.
Yeah.
Is extra sugar. Cut out. You can't cut out. Your body needs sugar. Mm-hmm. You just cut out the extra sugar.
Well, I cut out the refined sugar. Okay. I get sugar like that's in your natural fruit. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, that has a lot of fiber to counter it. And
right. Yeah. But then carbs turn to sugar. And so I tend to have a little bit of carbs, whether, you know, I'm having like a side with some noodles in it or maybe a piece of bread or something like that. And I try not to do that not more than twice a day. I try to keep it down to 1. But, you know, a little bit of that in my diet. And I'm trying to make healthier choices, you know, and stay away from all that processed food.
Yeah. Processed stuff will get you. I'm having fun with it. I'm eating eggs and bacon and meatballs and fish. I can eat all the fish I want. Mm-hmm. I've been cooking fish on the grill. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's nice.
Well, let's see who we got in the chat with us. Jim Bashirs is out there, and Steve is out there with Harnell Media. And let's see, Braden Brand Reality TV is out there. Mel's out there. Mutt Nuts World. Now, that's Michelle, and she's out there with us this evening. And everybody needs to share this and then share it again and then share. And did I mention share? Hit that like button, which begs the question. Mr. Haas.
I forgot.
Bless your heart.
I've been so good. I've got like the last 5. Hang my head in shame, people.
You should. Lord have mercy.
Help make it up, you know, put an extra like on it because of my malfeasance.
He's such a slacker.
slacker. I've been busting my butt. I've been getting everything in shape. I've been retooling everything all across my YouTube channels. I'm dialing everything in, making it easy for everybody. I'm really psyched.
I have been doing squat. That's what I've been doing. I've been hibernating.
Well, I mean, I was doing that in January because I was on that big development project, which is now over. So I'm running, baby. I'm running.
I have not been doing squat. I was thinking today of all the stuff that I've got to get going. I thought, well, if it warms up, and I'm starting to gain a little energy here now that I'm losing some weight, and I'll get with it. I don't want to, because I've really enjoyed, just doing nothing and then rolling over and taking a nap so I can rest up from doing nothing.
What's not to like about that? I'll tell you that much.
I felt like I'm a big old bear hibernating. Just roll over in the cave and take another nap.
Yeah, I did something fun. Did you notice my new set piece here?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So
how do you know what they want to watch?
Your analytics will tell you that. Or I should say your analytics will infer what people want to watch.
Well, I've got a Heifer Haven that's going to go up hopefully later tonight. That's my plan.
Okay.
But I'm also thinking about reviving something that I had over on another channel that I used to have called Storytime.
Ooh, okay.
Where I just used to sit and tell stories of things that's happened to me in my lifetime and, things like that. So I'm thinking of reviving Storytime and bringing that out of the mothballs.
Okay. That's the beauty about YouTube. You just try stuff and then you watch how it's being reacted to. You can see, you'll see how many people liked it. You'll see how many people viewed it. You'll see how many people have watched the video, and you'll see the average percent viewed, like where they drop off. Are they only watching the first 25% and dropping off, or are they getting almost to the end? Yeah, there's.
Because until such time as I clean some more out in the garage and get some things under control here in the house, which is going to be several months from now, I'm not going to be able to try to do any kind of big woodworking type projects or craft projects or anything like that. Because right now I've got no place to do it. I've got stuff stacked everywhere because trying to move this studio and that I never did get done, and wanting to move the pantry in here, which can't happen until I get the studio moved. And it's one of them, but first, I'll do that, but first I got to do this, but first I got to do that, but first I got to do this other thing. So Lord have mercy, what a mess I got going here. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, everybody share this out now. Let's get some folks in here, because we want to do a giveaway in a little while, and I'd like to have some folks in the house to do it with. Oh, it's always more fun if you have some people to compete,
That's right. Looks like Jim's coming back around. He says, hey.
There he is. He's got his wrench.
Yep. Be gentle with that wrench, Jim.
I want to see his wife working that quilting machine thing she's got. That's another thing I'd like to do, is make a quilt top and send it off to her and have her quilt it for me.
They've had that for a while now. Hopefully it's producing income for the family.
Hottie Popo just came in the house, wants to know how's it going. Hey, it's going. I keep waking up above ground every day.
Yep, going good here. Jim Dockrell, your brother from another mother.
There he is. Hey, up there on the other side of Lake Superior.
In the Great White North.
Trying to baptize some elves up there.
I want to bring some champagne bottles up there, install the stripper pole. Mm-hmm. We'll have a good time.
Yep. Have some Jello wrestling contests in the baptismal pool.
See, I like the way you think, Brenda. Do you do consulting? I have cash.
Oh, heck, I've got ideas. You wouldn't believe the ideas that I've got.
Ooh, yeah.
I got ideas that get you locked up in jail in a New York minute. I'll tell you what.
Pro tip, if you're hanging with Brenda, bring bail money.
That's right.
Makes things go a lot smoother later on in the
That's
evening.
right. That's
or the
right.
next morning.
I love it when people post stuff on Facebook like, you and I find ourselves sitting in the back of a police cruiser. Tell me in 3 words, what would you say to me?
If you and I were both in the back of a police cruiser?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
It's like, mine would be almost always to no matter who it is. Put your clothes on.
That's 4 words.
Well.
Clothes on now.
Yeah.
That's 3. Mutt Nuts has the right idea. She did it. Nobody saw me do it.
I mean, I when they put stuff up there and they know that I'm on their friends list, they got to know, that it's coming. Or the one, tell me how did we meet?
What's a good comment for that post?
And they generally want, something short, and I'll say, jail cell, or I'll say, stripper pole, or,
drug smuggling,
yeah.
Ill-gotten gains, grand larceny,
bank robbery. And I don't know if you get bothered by this or not, or if I'm special, which, well, yeah, I am. But, on Facebook, what is up with all the creepers petitioning people for friendship? Now, see, I usually, when somebody petitions me for friendship, I take a look at their profile and I see whose friends we have in common. If we don't have any friends in common, I delete them, because that's going nowhere. But every once in a while, this happened to me yesterday, where somebody petitions friendship for me from somebody I know really well, that I've known for years. And I think, well, okay, they've probably seen some of my posts, where I'm posting nature photographs, or they like some of the jokes or something that I post or something like that, and they're wanting on my friends list for that. So I'll go ahead and approve them because I know this person they're coming through. All right. Mm-hmm. So this guy does this yesterday. Now, granted, his name should have tipped me off.
Uh-oh.
His name was Paul Fantasy.
Paul what?
Fantasy.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm thinking now, this mutual friend I've known for over 20 years.
How many mutual friends did he have? Just
the one.
See, now that's suspect.
So I went ahead and let him on. Well, of course, he starts messaging me immediately, about how he wants to be friends, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you're on my friends list. That works for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, I was out in the kitchen making supper or doing something, and I can hear the computer pinking that I'm getting messages, and I'm like, well, it'll wait till I get in there. And I finally get back to the computer, and he's just messaging the hell out of it and saying, well, I guess you don't want to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And I said, just because it says I'm online does not mean I'm sitting at the computer.
Yeah.
And is there something in particular that I can do for you? Well, I'm just trying to be friends. And I said, you're on my friends list. Is there something else,
buddy?
Yeah. Is there something else you want? So he's quiet until I got up.
Oh, Dave Hart stopped in. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you. So I was up, 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, because I just have weird hours. And so I sit down at the computer and I put a couple pictures of birds or something up, whatever, something I put up there. And he saw that I was online, which apparently was just an automatic invitation to just start sending me messenger messages again. And so he starts in on me again. And so I thought, well, okay, the guy's probably lonely or something. And I said, let's see, he asked me about the weather. And I said, well, it's cold. I was just kind of giving him one-liners because I thought, look, buddy, it's early in the morning and I haven't even had my tea yet. Just give me a break.
Mel
And then,
says, if you need someone roughed up, talk to.
well, then he asked me, how old are you? And I said, why do you need to know? And he said, well, looking at your picture, you look like you're in your 40s. I said, you'd be wrong. And he comes back with he's 66. And I didn't say nothing. I mean, I could care less.
Right.
And then he says, oh, well, you didn't say anything back to that, so I guess I'm just too old for you. And I said, I don't know what age has to do with you being on my friends list on Facebook, but if you're looking for something else, you're looking in the wrong place, and you just need to go elsewhere.
Yeah, he's talking to you between the lines, so to speak.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, I'm seeing you're a creeper. You're just trying to lead up to it slower than most of them do. And so there's this, I don't know, like 30-minute pause, and he comes back with, yeah, friends. Well, I hope I haven't messed that up. And I thought, yeah, I think you have, but, okay, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt one more time here to see what happens. And I'll be dogged if it wasn't about 8 or 9 o'clock this morning, he starts messaging me again. So I got in touch with this buddy of mine that's our mutual friend. And I was asking him, I said, how good of friends are you with this guy? And he says, well, I just know him through some animal rescue groups and stuff. I don't know him personally. And so I start telling him what's going on. He says, oh, block him. And I'm kicking him off my list. I'm going to tell the rescue groups that we're mutual friends with what he's doing, because he's going around to people's profiles and checking out their friends, trying to pick up women on Facebook. He says, that's not going to work. He says, block him and block him now.
There's other sites for that.
And I thought, look, I know that people are quarantined and that they can't get out and socialize like they used to, and that they're kind of trying to find friendship or companionship or whatever, wherever they think they can find it. But to be stalking people on Facebook, it just, I don't get it. I don't understand what in the world the mentality.
Mel says, I wonder if he knows Tiger King. Poor guy didn't get his pardon.
I mean, depending upon what kind of mood I'm in and what they're asking me, I can have a lot of fun with some of them, because they'll ask me, are you married? And I'll say, well, no, I am widowed, but I have 6 sons that live with me, and they're between the ages of 44 and 34. They're all over 6 foot tall. And they love their mama.
Jimbo's here. Hi, Jimbo.
They're very defensive of their mama.
I know you can have fun. Hey, listen, I get friend requests, and I lean heavily on the who are the mutual friends. Yeah. That way I know, are they running in the piano community, the woodworking community, the YouTube community, all the things I'm into. And yeah. Then I'll make a decision. Also, I look at how public their posts are. If they only have their profile pic and the banner on their profile, and that's the only 2 things that are public, I'm like, like if you can't share a little bit, then that could
now, for a long time, everything that I posted was private, but I explained that to you. It had to do with my boss, and she just didn't need to know.
I take the opposite approach. I put a lot of stuff out there, so if someone is nefarious, it'll get buried by all the other legitimate Matt Haas stuff. It'll be harder to find. Seriously, it'll be needle in the haystack. People who are like, I'm not online at all, then they get impersonated really harshly. Anyway, there's no wrong way to do the internet, apparently.
Well, yeah, there is. when you go to stalking people on the internet, trying to pick up people you don't know and living states away. Here's a good question that I love to ask them, because when they start in about, online dating or relationship or something like that, I'm like, so what happened? Have you gone through all the women in the state you're in?
That's a good question. That's a legit question.
Are you from another planet where there are no women left there at all? What seems to be the problem?
Jimbo says, Brenda, did you see my post I put on my Facebook page about the blind wood turner? Jimbo asked you that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But there's, just piles and piles of stuff that comes through my newsfeed. I'll have to go over to your page and take a look at it.
Braden's telling you to just be careful. But,
I block them. They start in on, trying to stalk me. This one guy wanted my phone number. And I said, what do you need my phone number for? And he said, so we can talk. And I said, I thought that's what we was doing, because you're typing back and forth on Messenger and that talking. Mm-hmm. And and he says, well, it's hard to do online dating like this. I said, who in the hell said anything about online dating? I said, you've got the wrong girl. Oh, and then I hit the block button.
Yeah. For those that are telling Brenda to be careful, one, thank you for the suggestion. And two, Brenda is well armed. So
you need to tell them to be careful. Yeah. Your friend and her, you better be careful.
Exactly.
Oh, shoot.
Was that one Seinfeld where they had this crazy neighbor and the door was left ajar. And Jerry says, well, why did you leave your door open like that? This is New York City. He says, oh, I encourage break-ins. So he could attack the person who's was crazy in the head.
I used to have a Rottweiler that I had trained to let them in, but not to let them out.
That's what's the word? That's diabolical.
You would not see him until you were in. And then he was at the door. And if you tried a window, he had you by the seat of the pants. You weren't going anywhere. Ooh. You was staying right there.
Wow. Rottweiler, Oh, Jim Dockrell says, tell them you have a relationship with God. That will thin them out.
Well, I generally tell them, well, now, wait, I've got to see what phase the moon's in. And
talk crazy to him, yeah.
Got to get the altar and the cauldron set up. And
oh.
How's the situation over there with the eye newt and the toe of frog? Because we're running low over here in this part of the country. Maybe you could send me some.
Mel says that's Kathy Bates' misery level right there.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a country girl, you got to be careful what you're messing with, because we don't do things the way the city girls do. We have our own method of taking care of business, and it generally does not fit in anybody else's idea of how things would ever be handled. We do things a bit differently. That's like Michelle says, I just tell them I'm a special kind of twisted. So does that make me a candy cane? And the day I was born, Satan said, oh, competition. Hey, every morning when I get up,
Grady's
here.
Grady's here.
Oh, God love her. That's my daughter. That's my internet daughter. And she's usually too busy to get in here and talk to us, but I'm so glad to see her.
Okay, glad you're here.
That's my internet daughter. She's over in North Carolina. And
well, stick around. Brenda's going to give away free stuff to someone live in the chat.
Hopefully. Yeah. I'll hit that lottery pretty soon. That Powerball's up there.
Uh-oh, what's it at now?
I think it's 106 million.
Yeah, I try not to touch it till it gets to 350 million.
If you take cash out after taxes, it'd be about 29 million. A little more than 29 million.
Yeah.
And that'd be enough to get me to Hot Springs and do what I need to do. But hopefully once I get down to Hot Springs, Grady and I can get together. But yep, that's the plan.
Okay.
I'm just, waiting for the ship to come in, for the universe to, bless me with the money. And we'll be down there where it's warmer. Did you not get enough sleep last night?
Oh, I've been burning the
my
candle
precious flower.
You know what? You know what the trade-off is to live in a warm climate? Large bugs.
I got spray.
Yeah.
We're gonna have large bugs here this year anyway. The cicadas are coming out.
I heard the super cicadas.
Yep.
The big ass fat ones.
Yep. So we'll be listening to that all year.
I'm worried about the noise level.
Yeah.
It could be as loud as a lawnmower or a low-flying plane.
Yeah.
I'm going deaf. I got to protect my hearing.
I remember one year they came out when I was back on the farm. It was the same year I had the turkey wedding.
That sounded like so much fun.
It was a blast, but those doggone cicadas, they just making noise all year long. You just couldn't see no peace for them.
I remember at my grandmother's house, it was after they had sort of died, gone away. But it was that year, there was a cicada shell on a tree. Like, it had split open and, but it was freaky looking. I was like, what is that? My brother took it off and he's like, it's a cicada shell. It was big,
Yeah.
It got big.
Oh yeah, they're big. Brighton's asking me if I've ever been to Eureka Springs. No, I have not. I have been to Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's been many, 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 many years ago, probably long before you were even born. That's how old I am. It would have been about 1979, 1980, right in there. But I know I like the weather down there.
Oh, yeah. Dave's worried about riding his Harley with the big bugs.
Yep. That knocked you right off that bike.
I read something about someone who had to have throat surgery because a grasshopper slammed into his throat while he was cruising 65 miles an hour.
That's why you put them windshields and stuff on your bikes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to ride them without any protection at all. It's asking for trouble. Yep.
It gets so bad here. It's like driving through a hailstorm, says Jim Bashir. Oh, man. Yeah, and their survival mechanism is just be a lot of them because the predators, they eat their fill. Like they can't eat them all, so they don't even bother. They're just like, oh, there's a predator. Yeah, it might get me. It might not. It's probably full. Like they don't even bother. The cicadas.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, Brighton says that I would love Eureka Springs. Well, probably it's not that terrible far away from Hot Springs, but I've just kind of got my sights set on Hot Springs. There's a house down there I really like, and it's got a 9-acre pond, lake, whatever you want to call it, behind the house, and I think I could be very comfortable there.
Dave says no windshield on his bike, but he wears a helmet.
You're going to need more than a helmet with cicadas out there. That'd be like a biker coming along and pulling you off that bike and kicking your butt.
Put something around your throat. Don't leave your throat open when you're riding the bike. Don't want to read.
A cicada give you a tracheotomy.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Simply Wood Creations is here. That's Russ Clarity. Hi, Russ.
Well, I'm glad that he got out. He said that he's sorry he's late. He was eating dinner. Now, that begs the question. Where is the show about what he made for dinner?
That's right, because he had
Cooking with Russ.
Food with Russ, or whatever that was.
Cooking with Russ.
Cooking with Russ, that's right.
He said he gave me a big old lot just to make up for it. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, we're begging him to come back on because I told him, I said, look, it's all you've done is pork chops and salmon croquettes. And I can only live on that for so long. You have to teach me how to make something else because, I'm dying over here with just 2
The only
dishes.
thing Brenda makes is what Russ tells him.
That's right.
Tells her to make. Can't you make Pop-Tarts?
Russ didn't make them. Well, and Pop-Tarts are processed food. I stay away from processed food.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, if I can make it, now I say processed food to a point. I will use store-bought noodles if I'm making a noodle dish, But as far as like pot pies or pizza rolls, all that stuff's processed food. I stay away from all that. They love to dump a lot of sugar and stuff in there, and I'm not doing that. I'm trying to clean my body up.
I'll tell you what, when I went to the store and I bought all the healthy stuff, it was double what I used to pay. Double. I was like, ouch.
But my food consumption overall has gone down because the foods I'm eating are healthier, so I tend not to be as hungry.
That's what they say. They say if you eat right, you're not hungry all the time.
There's a lot of times where it'll come around time for a meal, and I'm thinking, well, it's time for the meal, but I'm not hungry. So what I'll do is I'll just pour me a big old glass of pineapple juice or orange juice or, some kind of juice, and that's dinner or lunch or, whatever meal. And I'm just as satisfied. And maybe even more so because I'm not uncomfortable, from eating food that I really wasn't hungry for. So far, this is working. I don't know, if there'll come a day where it'll just catch up to me and I'll say, oh, I can't take this no more and got to do something. I try like once a week to have like maybe a cheat day where I'll have like a piece of fried chicken or something like that, It's still natural, but it's not processed, and have a little something, a little treat.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm starving myself to death.
Jim Dockrell says, if it's true you are what you eat, I'm cheap, fast, and greasy. Well, with all that work you've been doing on your house, you're probably burning it all off. Doing all the plumbing and the drywalling. That's labor. That's a workout.
Yeah, Braden said I might eat fast food maybe every 3 months, but I cook most of the time. I can't do fast food anymore.
I have phased almost all of it out. I haven't eaten at McDonald's since forever. Like, I won't even do it. My wife's like, I'm going to pick up McDonald's. You want something? I'm like, no. You don't want anything? Nothing.
The only thing that I could stand from McDonald's was their chicken nuggets. And one day I was out of here running some errands and stuff, and it got to be lunchtime. And I was a little hungry, and I thought, I really don't want to have to go home and try to cook anything or that. I can just grab a small box of chicken nuggets, and that can be lunch today. And, I'll call this my cheat day and go on. So I got the chicken nuggets, and I ate the chicken nuggets, and I was sick all the next day from eating that. And I said, well, I guess the handwriting is on the wall that you are done with fast food.
Yeah.
Now I don't like being sick after I eat.
Every once in a while I would do their breakfast, McDonald's breakfast. That I could do sometimes. But seriously, I'm just like, no. I like Wendy's. Wendy's is good. And, I like some of the faster casual places like Five Guys. That's good. And I love Chili's, the restaurant, mostly because the chips and salsa. Oh, my God. I just destroy their chips and salsa.
See, I can't do salsa because it's spicy.
Yeah. Well, it's not
my stomach
too
won't
bad.
handle it. Well, my stomach won't handle the spicy food. My stomach just... It reminds you may not know this, But back in the day, when we would go to the picture show or go to the drive-in, they used to have these little cartoon things that would come up on the screen before the movie, and it had these little characters on it, and they was all dancing toward the snack bar.
Yeah.
Let's go to the snack bar. Let's go to the snack bar and get us something to eat. Yeah. Well, that's what my stomach does after I put salsa or any spicy foods in it. It does its little cucaracha dance, and it'll go on for over 24 hours doing its little cucaracha dance, and you don't sleep and you don't see any peace. It's having a party without you.
Oh, Jim's got the right lyrics. Let's go to the lobby.
Yeah.
Let's go to the lobby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about Taco Bell? Oh, yeah. Bring me some Taco Bell, baby.
Oh, not even. Not even if I could have fast food. No. No Taco Bell. Mm-mm. Now, every once in a while, I can make my own tacos and put what I want in them. Mm-hmm. But that stuff from Taco Bell, no. I don't know what they do to the food, but.
Well, it's not supposed to be great food. It's supposed to be, it's 2 a.m. The bars are closed. Let's go slam some greasy tacos.
That's when you go to, what was the name of that restaurant? It's a breakfast restaurant. Can't think of it. Not Perkins. Denny's. That's when you go to Denny's.
Oh, Denny's. Oh, we used to destroy Denny's. We used to go to the midnight Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then after the show was over, we would go to Denny's for breakfast. Oh man, we would get the side of hash browns, bottomless coffee, and their coffee was so good.
I have been kicked out of Denny's.
Wow.
And on my way out, I was saying, I've been kicked out of better places than this.
Yeah, there's some rough people at Denny's, because the one time these two tables were going to fight. It was like 6 guys on one side and 6 guys on the other, and they start coming to each other. And this one waitress, she was like, no, this isn't happening. She got in there and she sent the one group back. And I was like, holy heck, how did this waitress pull that off? Because there were 6 guys and they were going for blood, and it didn't happen. There was no fight. I was like, that's impressive.
Yep. Now, the one that we used to go to had a back room. That was a back dining room. And they used to kind of herd all of us in there, all the 2 a.m.ers, they try to get us back there out of sight. But the thing about the back room is it was back by the alley or by the parking lot. And the whole back wall of it was plate glass. And so some of them in the group decided that it would be a great idea to streak the back window.
Streak the people on the inside. They were outside.
They go out in the parking lot, and then they streak those of us that's inside the restaurant. And it was funny, even when the cops pulled up with the lights flashing.
Yeah, baby. That's crazy.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, back in the day.
Jim Dockrell says Taco Bell, 7 ingredients and 43 combinations. You've just described Mexican food in general, not even Taco Bell. That's all Mexican food is. It's just layering it differently, calling it something different, and boom, that's another entree.
Yeah.
It's off beef, chicken, pork, Spanish rice, cheese,
sour cream,
lettuce, and a couple more things. Sour cream. That's this one's a chalupa. This one's a burrito. This one's a this. This one's a that. It's all.
Yeah.
Chimichanga, tortilla. Oh man.
Jim Shear says we moaned a McDonald's drive-through when I was in the Air Force. Well, you probably all listened to that one, and that's why I need bail money about me and Mooney June mooning out on the interstate one night between vehicles.
This one time,
Truckers were about to hit the ditch and everything else.
in high school, the band was having a big house party. Someone from the band, all the band members in this big house party. You know, me and my friends, we weren't in the band, so we're like, we should go crash that party. So we go there, and then there were these two girls walking on the sidewalk near the house that were in the band. And we're like, he says, Matt, we should jump behind that car, and when they come around the car, we should moon them. So we did. We stood in the position and waited for them to walk on the sidewalk where they would be in our sight line, and he starts screaming. He goes, ah! Screaming. And I remember with the one girl, she said, it's burned in my brain. She says, oh my God, I don't even think. And we busted off running after that, and we heard him say, come back.
Maybe they liked what they saw.
I think they did. That's funny.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Jim Shear says, we mock what we don't understand, Matt. Jim Dockrell says, I just read a book titled Quick Money, authored by Robin Banks.
Robin Banks, yeah.
You know, there's a big deal in the paper here this morning about, I guess over here in Muncie, they had a big fight go on at the seafood restaurant. Battered fish everywhere.
Where's the rim shot? There we go. Did that come through? There we go.
Oh, well, I think we probably ought to do a giveaway. What do you think?
Hey, let's do it.
Well,
and people,
you want to give the spiel?
Okay, here we go, folks. Now is the time to make sure you're not behind time. So if you're watching this live, make sure the playhead is all the way to the right, because we're going to try and do something at the same time. Brenda wrote down a number on a piece of paper. You have to try and guess that number after she says go. You only guess once. If you guess the number, first one to guess the number correctly wins the prize. She will show you 4 prizes after the winner is determined, and then you get to pick your prize. If you're outside the United States, the lower 48 states, you can play, but you'll have to provide the shipping because that's really expensive. Or if you're outside the United States and you win and you don't want to pay the shipping, you can gift it to someone else on the show who's in the chat room. The number will be written out in words, so it won't be digit on her piece of paper. You type in the digits. She's going to write it out with words, but she's going to capitalize the letters at random. So you're going to have a second opportunity to win a bonus prize by guessing the number of capital letters she wrote down on this piece of paper that she already has below the camera. So in other words, you would do your guess, and then you would do a slash, and then you put the number of capital letters. So you kind of guess twice, but you only guess once after she says go. Now, Brenda, what's the range of numbers that are acceptable from what to what?
Between 32 and 44. The range is between 32 and 44.
All right, when you're ready.
Go.
Okay, I put a little blurb in there on the text. 32 and 44, guess once. Go. All right, here we go. Coming in now. So this is why it's important you want to be not behind time. You want to be real time.
Okay, what's the number that Mutt Nuts has up there?
Mutt Nuts has 43.
Okay, we have a winner.
Mutt Nuts is the winner.
Yeah.
Let's.
As a matter of fact.
Oh, there are 4 capital letters. She won the bonus too. Congratulations, Mutt Nuts. You won the prize and the bonus.
There you go. There you go.
Braden
Okay,
messed up.
Michelle.
Sorry, Braden. Better
I'll
luck next time. Thank you all for playing.
show you what all I got here. Let's see. I've got one of my necklaces.
Matt gets the Powerball, says Jim. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's nice.
There's one of my charm necklaces that I make that's done with the leather and the chain and the charms on it. So we got that. And I've got one of the dragon eye pendants that I made.
Look at that.
There is a dragon eye pendant. It has a silver hangy thing. I don't know what they call those.
Yeah.
That you put your chain or your leather piece or your ribbon or whatever through. So there is a dragon eye pendant. I have a Farberware mandolin. It's got the guard on it and everything there for you to make your slaw and salads and all kinds of stuff with.
Can it make thousands of julienne fries?
Yes, it can. And your taters and cabbage and all that kind of stuff with that.
Is it guaranteed? Is it guaranteed not to rust, bust, collect dust, wrinkle, crack, or peel?
No, none of that. None of that. But it's called the Deluxe Multi-Slicer with the Safety Guide is what it says. And it's by Farberware.
Okay.
And let's see, what else do I have here? I've got the earbud thingy. I don't show up good in there, does it? I have to take it out of the bag. This is the thing you put your earphones in that's got the Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, is it the Ben and Jerry's rechargeable earpod case? Or is it something different?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. There we go. And it's got the little clip that you can hang it on your key fob with. So we got that. That's isn't that 4? Yeah, that's 4. The necklace, the dragon's eye, the
mandolin she wants.
She wants the Farberware. All right.
And
send me your mailing address again, Michelle, over there on Messenger.
Are you covering up your microphone? Your audio sounds a little different.
No.
Okay.
Should I talk into it like this?
No.
Am I loud enough for you now, Mr. Haas?
Yep, that's good. With the bonus prize. We need the bonus.
Oh, the bonus prize. I've got stuff up here stacked so high I can't even find the bonus prize now. The bonus prize, I'll tell you what it's going to be whenever I find it. It's up here someplace. It's one of them things that you clip on your shoe or your pant leg or your belt and tells you how many steps you took.
Okay. Yeah. Pedometer.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's what the bonus is going to be. I'm going to put plus bonus on here so I don't forget.
Jim Bashir says it makes Julian baby Yodas. Oh, wrong. My mandolin. Sorry. That's Mandalorian.
All right. So we'll get that probably sent out tomorrow because I am planning to get out of here tomorrow. I think enough snow has melted off my driveway that I can get the car in and out now. We had 27 inches of snow back there. And then, my little short-bellied car don't want to go through that.
Yeah, get on that. Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon is here. She says, maybe if Brenda had a Heil microphone like mine, my Heil PR40.
I have a Rode Podcaster microphone. There's nothing wrong with my microphone. However, there could be something wrong with Mr. Haas's ears.
Could be. Hey, I want to show you something I did online.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think this is going to be fun.
Well, that's better than showing me something you did in the snow.
Okay, this is going to be fun for you and the audience. Share screen. All right. Okay, there we go. So this is my website.
Okay.
And if you look at the bottom, I now have this. And if you go here, you can donate cryptocurrency.
Has anybody done that yet?
No. I figured, why not have it? So I guess the question to the group is, does anyone have cryptocurrency? And what do you think?
I never got into crypto, and the main reason is because I don't have any money, but also because I don't feel like I'm technically savvy enough to keep track of it properly. If I had people around me that were very savvy in this, they could help me through whatever I needed, then that might be a different story. But I'm afraid I'd get into something over my head that I don't know how to deal with and lose a lot of money.
That's a legit concern. My sense is if you use one of the brokers and they keep it for you, like that's just easy. Like if it's on your own computer, then it gets kind of dicey.
But then if you have somebody else involved, you're having to pay them money to take care of it. And can you trust them?
Yeah.
It's just like I brought up about that lottery attorney that I'd done my research and stuff. And I thought, when I hit, it's not if I'll hit, it's when I hit, this is the guy that I will call to help me take care of this money. And turns out he's one of the biggest crooks on the planet.
Yeah, you need a wealth management firm for millionaires. That's you should go into the city, like not your town, like go to a major metropolitan area.
He was out of New York. Well, I mean, how much bigger city can you get than that? He's crooked as a dog's hind leg.
Well, I mean, there's edge cases everywhere, but that's what you need. You need what's it called? A state lawyer. That's what you're looking for. Someone who manages assets in an estate.
And even then, you need to check out their credentials, and you need to check them out with the state board, and you need to check them, and then check them again, and then check them again, and put them under a microscope and check them some more.
And then they can create a blind trust for you, and then the blind trust can cash the ticket. That way you're anonymous. That way
I don't know if you can get away with that or not in Indiana, because Indiana will not let you collect it anonymously. Well, some states will, some won't.
But a blind trust isn't anonymous. The trust can be public, but who's behind the trust is anonymous. I think
that's why I say I don't know exactly how that would work with Indiana's laws and stuff. It would be worth finding out, because the less people that know about it, the better off you are.
I mean, that's what you do when you want to buy a house. If you're a celebrity and you don't want people to know where they don't want to go to the registrar office of every county and look for first name, last name of celebrity, you would make a trust, and then the trust would buy the house. So the trust is on the deed. Like the trust is like a person in all legal respects. A trust is a person, but who's pulling the strings behind the trust is secret.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you're supposed to do it. And then bodyguards. You should get bodyguards too. People will.
I don't need no bodyguard.
I mean, probably wouldn't hurt.
Can you imagine somebody trying to mess with me? My mama used to say, we never have to worry about her getting kidnapped, because they'll bring her back as soon as they get her to life.
Yes. That sounds like you're joking, but I know you're not joking.
Oh, no. That's why I say they don't keep me in jail long, Even in the hospital, when I started in that one day, that I went out of here, and that doctor said, "No, you need to stay. You need to stay." You could almost hear the cheers going up from the nursing staff, saying, "Turn her loose! Turn her loose!"
Jim says cryptocurrency creeps me out.
I'm not bothered by it. I just, I'm afraid that I would not be able to take care of it properly and get screwed over.
I'm learning about the Ethereum coin. There's a whole internet built underneath it that you can launch. Like it's not just cryptocurrency. It's like this whole other world of decentralized everything. Because, crypto is decentralized banking, but why stop there? Why not take the middleman out of all points of life? And that's what the Ethereum network's trying to do. I think Ethereum is going to be the breakout winner.
Somebody said something last week about the banks were starting to buy into Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, tides are turning.
How long it's going to be before they ruin everything? They start getting screwed
Elon
stuff
Musk
up.
bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's a hedge against the dollar. If you think the dollar's going to tank,
Yeah, well, same thing with gold and silver.
Well, that's.
But the problem with that is it's being manipulated, and I think those days may be numbered. I think that they're they're running low on this stuff, especially silver, and I think their days may be numbered. I'm rooting for the days, when they find out that they can't Manipulate it anymore.
That's what the millennials are doing. They're manipulating these markets because it's not
the millennials that are manipulating the silver market. It's the bank.
Wow.
Particularly Chase, and they have been fined for this several times. They just keep doing it.
My point is, Joe user public is now starting to get into the manipulation game. And it's one thing I've noticed over the last 3 to 5 years is people are tired of being beat up by the big corporations. And now, instead of doing like Occupy Wall Street, remember that? Did nothing. Did nothing. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to play the game everyone else is playing. That's what these hedge funds were shorting those stocks, and 800,000 Reddit users with $600 in hand from the checks that came in. They're like, we're not playing. And they shot it to the moon and made all these hedge funds go bankrupt to the tune of 11 billion or more. And same thing with copyright. People are so tired of getting frivolous copyright claims on their YouTube videos. Now YouTubers are creating their own record labels and putting it in the copyright system. See, they're playing the game that was used to bring them down. They're playing the game now. I freaking love it. And it's all for free. This is a legit record label. There are 200 songs in these 4 genres for background music of your YouTube videos. It's all royalty free for commercial use. You can use it. You'll never get a claim. And it's all in the system. It's all in the copyright system that was used to just hammer people. I love it. The tide is changing. It's an exciting time. Power to the people.
There's going to be a lot of people wishing that they had gold and silver, if things tank. I've always been a firm believer that, hey, you never can be too sure. It happened once. And if people don't learn from what happened, it is bound to repeat itself.
Precious metals have underperformed long term since forever. If you put it in the S&P 500 fund, you would do 3 times as much as precious metals did. And the reason precious metals go up in value, it's not that they're more valuable. It's that the dollar is tanking. And it's the difference between the dollar and the gold that makes the gold worth more dollars. So gold is like this, and the dollar is going down. And it's the difference between the dollar. That's what
but the dollar is fiat, which is really worth nothing anyway. So
crypto's fiat.
So eventually, that precious metal that you're holding gonna be worth something. Now, I'm not saying you should put every penny you got in it, but I'm saying that it don't hurt to hold little. It sure don't hurt to hold little. And I was taught that as a very young child. It was a big deal when I was a little kid in school. On Halloween every year, they'd have a costume contest in the little town that we lived at, and every kid in town would dress up in some kind of costume, and they'd have big hay wagons sitting there in the middle of town and get the kids up on there in their different age groups, and they'd judge to see who won. And every kid got a silver dollar.
Nice.
So it was a big deal to compete in the contest, but you still, even though there was no real clear winner because everybody got a prize.
Yeah.
You got a prize, and it was worth something. And then the parents instilled in us that, hey, this is real.
It's true. Kopi's here. Hello.
Good to see you, Kobe.
We're probably not going to be on much longer, but we're glad you're here.
Welcome to the clan.
There were YouTube channels where someone would buy $500 in dollar coins, and they would look for the silver ones, and then they would just deposit the regular dollar coins, and they would, trade in the real silver dollar coins for their value.
There's a lot of channels that do that. I don't know how well they're doing now since they've had such a coin shortage, and that foolishness going on. But Big Flip was the one that I used to watch all the time, and he did mostly 50-cent pieces and dollars. Sometimes he'd do some quarters, and he was always looking for the silver ones. And now don't quote me on this, but he had some kind of a setup where you would pay so much for so many rolls for him to go through. And whatever he found in those rolls in silver, he would give you. And then there was some kind of a bonus to that too, where you got to pick, he'd have packages numbered, and you'd pick a number, and then he'd pick that package, and you get whatever was inside that package. And it might have like mercury dimes or something like that in there, and or a $2 bill, or something of that nature. And I'm still amazed at how many people, if you take a $2 bill into like a fast food place, how many people will argue with you that is not real money.
Yeah, no. Some people have no idea what they are. I've heard people call the police, and you have to wait for them to arrive. 20 minutes later, just let them go. It's tender. And they're not scarce. People think, I'm going to collect them. No, they make crap tons of them. Yeah.
Yeah. You can go to the bank and buy them. Just go in there and say, I need some $2 bills. How many you want?
Yep.
I
was going to get 100 $2 bills, because 100 of one note is the minimum you can have if you want to do a bulk order. So I was like, I'll go in with $200 and get 100 $2 bills, and I'd give them out as tips. I think it'd be interesting. Oh, that's the guy with the $2 bill, but I never did it.
Now, gosh, this has probably been 30 years ago. I bought a bunch of $1 million bills. Now, obviously, they are bogus, and it even says not for legal tender on these $1 million bills, but they came in a plastic.
Good night, Dave. Dave's heading out.
Night, Dave. Good to see you.
Drop a like on your way out. Glad you were here. Thanks for the virtual taco.
But yeah, they come in a plastic sleeve, for like presentation thing, and they were nice to put like in Christmas cards to people, that you really liked, and say, hey, you're worth $1 million, and something to give them a smile. I even took one and I framed it and hung it up on the wall when I lived out at the farm, and it was right inside the living room door. People come in and, be looking at stuff on the wall. They'd see that $1 million bill. And I said, yeah, that was my first million.
I like that. Well, you can go here. Let me show you this. Hold on. If you want to see $1 million. Binion's Gambling Hall in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They have a table with a pyramid of $100 bills. It's $1 million. And you can get your photo for free. You have to take your own photo, but they'll just let you go behind it. Now, it's behind a pyramid of plexiglass. Like, you can't grab it and run, but $1 million. And when I got married, they had the horseshoe of $1 million, and they had legal tender $10,000 bills. There was a $10,000 bill printed and in circulation a while ago. Now, they discontinued them, but they were real $10,000 bill, and it was this big, because Binion's is also like the horseshoe casino. I don't know. It's kind of their thing.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you want a free, fun photo of you standing behind $1 million, go to Binion. The table's always there. It's always open.
Where did you say this is?
Las Vegas.
Okay. When we make our road trip, maybe we could make, a side trip past there.
Yeah.
When we go in our pickup truck with the camper on the back with the bald tires and no air conditioner in July. Me and you and 2 dogs and a bird.
Oh, God. We're bringing the animals?
Oh, yeah. They can't stay here waiting.
I got 2 of these. I'll give you one, and I'll have one. It's a $1 chip from Binion's. Real chip. Chip. Worth $1. $1. I keep them on my shelf. It's part of the display. I think you can see it right there. Can you see that? There. That's my gambling card.
Okay.
And then see that blue dot? That blue dot right there. That's another one of these. I got 2 of these.
Okay.
So they're always ready to go.
I'm looking forward to our road trip. We're gonna have so much fun. I've been thinking of little things that we can do, little vignette things, that we can film to add to the videos that we produce and put up on our Patreon channel. Where we're pulled over to the side of the road with a flat tire, and I'm pulling my way through the ditch, looking for the oasis.
I can only imagine the trouble we'll get into, and how nerve-wracking it will be to be in close proximity of you in closed quarters the whole way down. You would purposely push my buttons.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of button pushing going on. I've been making my list.
Camera crew to document it, so
I
can have legal recourse when I take you into court for mental anguish.
Yeah, but you won't have so much mental anguish when that Patreon channel blows up.
Maybe. I hope it's worth it.
People are passing that around saying, you can't miss this. You got to get over here and see what these guys are doing. I know for sure everybody we know is going to want to watch it.
Yeah, we can go to Binion's.
Oh,
I was there because it was way late at night, and they had the 4 tables because Binion's it's all open, and they closed the street down. It's just for walking. This is on Fremont Street in Old Vegas, and they put the pretty girls that are dealing. They have 4 tables playing blackjack right where you can see them walk and kind of lure people in. They're basically in bikinis and they're dealing blackjack. I sit down at one of these tables and all these drunk men are around me and they're just losing their asses. And I just keep winning and winning and winning. My wife comes up, she finally finds me. She says, "How you doing?" And I'm like, look at me. I'm up. I thought she was like, "Get away from that table with those bikini women dealing." She's like, "Stay there. keep going." She went back to in the interior and she was playing another table game. And I was there with all these drunks who are making stupid moves, just giving their money away because I guess they want to be around someone in a bikini. Like, I I've seen bikinis all my life. I'm just like, I want the money. I was raking it in. I was getting free drinks. Of course, they serve you there when you're gambling. I had a blast.
Especially when you're winning.
Oh, I love it when I win.
I had a lot of fun there the one time that I went. And that was back about 1980, 1981, right there in that vicinity that I was out there. And yeah, it was a hoot. I was only there for 24 hours, but by George, I made the most of everything. And now I couldn't give you 2 cents less for baccarat. But I didn't understand it. It was too complicated. No, too high stakes. Not interested in that. But the blackjack table, I didn't care for roulette.
Roulette, you can't statistically win. The house always has the odds.
Yeah, craps is where I was breaking it in.
Craps, you either lose a ton real fast or you win a ton real fast.
I was hot. The dice were hot. I was hot. I had people betting with me. Oh, hey, looky there. Washington Country News Station, Utah. $1.99. Woohoo!
Super chats help with shipping. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Washington County News Station, Utah.
Give you some cowbell. Oh, yeah, that money goes toward the shipping to get the prizes out to everybody.
Oh, Jim Bashir's coin pushers seem lucrative if you can get past the buyout. Yeah, I tell you what, places like this, Dave and Buster's, they've got the coin pushers there. Like Dave and Buster's is just a casino for people that are under 21. Like all those games that are, they're essentially gambling games.
Yeah.
Now you play for tokens, but I was on those coin pushers till they closed down. They're so much freaking fun. The one coin pusher they have, you pull the trigger and it just fires coins rapid fire. It's like, doo, 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 doo. Now they're not 25 cents a coin because you put $80 in and you get something like 200. I don't know what they are, but you get a lot of coin for anyway. So much fun.
Well, I guess we ought to shut her down. We've been going for an hour and 11 minutes. It's good to have everybody with us this evening. I hope that y'all stay warm, and I hope you have a great lead in to March. We're going to be doing that next Monday. Next Monday is when Matt will be having his All Things YouTube show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on All Things YouTube. Russell Clarity on Saturday night will be having Simply Wooden Creations at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm on the panel over there. Then we'll be back here next Thursday night for another exciting episode, Mind Equals Blown. Maybe we'll even give out some facts next week.
Jim's asking for a happy birthday song. Is it your birthday, Jim? Jim Dockrell.
Jim Dockrell, are you having an anniversary of your 29th birthday again?
Apparently he is.
I'm waiting for him to answer me.
Yeah. Who knows?
Hey, Jim, wake up. Get out of the baptismal pool. He's going to be 60 tomorrow.
Wow.
Hey, still spring chicken.
Happy almost birthday, Jim Dockrell.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Last
to
day
you.
50s.
Happy birthday, dear Jimmy Pooh. Happy birthday to you.
My one friend who's going for a singing career did a little concert at a restaurant, to entertain, we went to the restaurant just to see her, and it was my friend's birthday. And she sang him happy birthday in like the super, first of all, she's a young woman, drop dead gorgeous. She's probably one of the most classically beautiful person I've ever seen. She's just all put together, super nice. She was at the baseball stadium. She would sell raffle tickets. Anyway, so we're good friends with her, and she's singing "Happy Birthday to you."
Oh,
And then,
she's getting the Marilyn Monroe version.
but get this, it was like the Marilyn Monroe version. But then she says, "I hope you get some. I hope you get some," because that was like threaded throughout the song. And the last lyric was, "I hope you get cake tonight." It was like, oh, what are you doing to us?
Oh,
That was funny.
yeah. I was expecting him to type up there, "Don't give up your day job."
Oh, come on now. I'm sure he was happy with your performance.
I'm always tickled at birthdays, and I always have been, because I think, look, you worked hard all year to make that extra trip around the sun, and you made it, and it should be celebrated. Some people don't think much of birthdays, and they like to look down on them and say, "Oh, well, it just means I'm getting old," and this, that, and the other thing. But I'm not like that. I think that birthdays are to be celebrated. And, I was famous at the club we used to hang out with when my husband was alive. If I found out that somebody in our group was having a birthday, I was the one that brought the cake. I was the one that brought the party hats and the streamers and, all that stuff. And we had a celebration, whether they wanted one or not. And, so everybody be asking, "Hey, so-and-so's having a birthday. Does Brenda know about it?" But I made it a point to know about it, and I kept my mouth shut, and I just got the cake, and I got the stuff I needed, and I took it into the club, and we had a birthday party.
All right. I got something special for Jim.
All right. Here you go, Jim. But just keep hitting keys. Eventually, you'll get the right one.
Okay, that's the best I could do.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Jim Douglas says, "My dad always said I had a good voice for cooling soup." Is that like having a face for radio?
Face for radio. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
That's what I used to tell him on the handband all the time when we'd be talking. They'd say, "Well, what do you look like?" And I said, "Oh, you don't want to know. I got a face for radio." Well, Liz, we're going to let y'all go. We hope you have a good week, and we will see you on the interwebs on somebody's show in the next week. There's a heifer coming out later tonight, so stay tuned for that. And we will bid you adieu. Good to see everybody. Thank you all for coming. Night.
Good